yes, the red card happened. The game changed. The momentum of the game changed. We go into halftime, come into second half. They went up 3-2. They were up 3-2 with 20 minutes to go. Now, can you see it out? Is it difficult circumstances? Of course it is. But that doesn't excuse Diogo Dalot having the rigor just going on the back of him and not even understanding that that's your guy. That if a ball is coming in as an in-swinger, it's going to get on the inside of you. You have to clear that, or at the very least, you got to get your body between you and the goal. Again, that has nothing to do with refereeing decisions. It has to do with poor defending. Now, to the point that Stevie was making about the center backs, never mind winning the challenge, they didn't even make a challenge. For the fourth goal, neither Varane nor Maguire actually rise up to go and win the ball. They get caught up with whoever the two runners were for Copenhagen. They're seeing the players, they're following the players, and the ball goes over their head, and it kind of bounces, and Bargi puts it away. There was a moment here in this game that really annoyed me. Manchester United goes up 3-2. They score the penalty. And Alejandro Garnacho, as they go about, they're celebrating, he's telling the crowd for Copenhagen to shush.
Yeah.
Right? Garnacho, what has Garnacho done in his career to be this kind of player that can go and tell a crowd away from home to shush? And what has Manchester United done this year at all to warrant that sort of arrogance and attitude? That Garnacho's telling shh, shush. At that point, I said to myself, see, this team, it's out of touch. They don't quite get it, that they're struggling and that there was still work to be done for 20 minutes for you to struggle to get the points that you needed, to get the result. And you're concerned about shushing a crowd.
Yeah.
This team is not good enough to be shushing anybody.
This is a classic VAR deflection, same as Arteta at the weekend. That's just all everybody will be talking about. People can't see the woods for the trees here with Rashford being sent off. Trust me, had this been one of a big bruising Copenhagen defenders on Bruno Fernandes, right, doing something similar, this would have been a red card all day, every day, from Man United fans and the English media. And Bruno Fernandes being the biggest whinger in world football, been rolling about on the ground crying about it. People have to accept this is the laws of the game these days. And all this freeze framing is to we're trying to clean the game up here. Right, and it's never going to be perfect. And I understand the handball, not just in today's game, the two handballs with VAR, the frustration is never going to go away. But when you can slow down a challenge and show how dangerous it was, and we saw it with Romero, we saw it with Curtis Jones early in the season, there have been others, and you can show how high up or how dangerous that is, how is that not doing the job properly? So I just think people are going to use this as an excuse, but as I said, 11 goals in 3 of the games tells a story. Got a back line that's all over the place. Yeah, it was a difficult night for them once they lost Marcus Rashford, but guess what? They've got a lot of experienced players. Manchester United against Copenhagen, you know, they're not in the Allianz, they're not in the Bernabeu, they're not in the San Siro, they're in Copenhagen playing a tricky little side. The teenager come on in the end, you know. The excuses have to stop.
And it's interesting, you look at the signings that United have made, Amrabat, Anthony, Mount, all on the bench for a big game that they really had to go and get something from.
The question, it makes you wonder who signed them.
Well, it's Ten Hag, isn't it? Ten Hag...
Well, I mean...
He pushed for Mount, he had to.
Yeah, and pushed for Anthony.
Yes.
But my point is, when you're a coach, right, and you're pushing for players, you're playing them any chance you get. Because you know that people upstairs are going, well, hold on a second, have you just seen the team? 3 guys he wanted are not in the team. They're going to ask questions. So the natural thing as a coach to do is to play them. But he's not even playing them. It's baffling, is what it is. It really is baffling. And I can't figure out why. Because if you want to put it down to form, then you could still play them, because the players that are coming in for either one of the 3 of them are just as bad. So again, it goes back to being the coach, bringing them in, you play them. And if nothing else, you try and get them to play through the bad form. But after that, completely baffling. The teams he picks, I just scratch my head every time they appear.